Got him, he freaking choked it. I saw that fish from like 100 yards away. Called my shot, told Caitlin to grab the camera. And there it is, awesome. So, just a quick rundown of my setup. I got a Abu Garcia Revo SX that I'm throwing. I have 65-pound braid, I believe, on this right now. And then I have it on a heavy action Veritas rod. The brand doesn't really matter if you guys have your brand preference. The main thing is just that you use a heavier action rod most of the time when you're fishing heavier cover, and then you get some heavy line and a good reel that can really winch on them and get them into the boat quick. Let's go. Now, mainly when I'm frogging, I'm throwing a hollow body Booyah Pad Crasher. That's my go-to frog. You can see I got a whole box of them right here, and I actually have the smaller size too. So I usually throw the big size. I don't throw the junior or whatever they call it. So just a size comparison here. This one's, you know, just a little bit smaller. The only time that I'm really gonna go and throw this is when I'm missing a whole bunch of fish here on the Mississippi. A lot of times they're smallmouth and they just have a hard time getting this whole thing in their mouth. And I mean, they could do it, but I just don't think a lot of times they wanna bite it good enough to get it. So if you downsize the frog, you can get a lot of those smallmouth in the boat on fishing a frog. There is more than one. He's a little bit bigger. There we go. As far as color goes, I mainly just throw dark color. Right now I got a little bit of red mixed in with this one. I caught a few on this today, but I like to throw black frogs, and then basically frogs with just a little bit of other colors mixed in with it. Any of that type of stuff works great. But when it comes to fishing these frogs, I think the biggest thing is just getting the frog to where you wanna, you know, get it to where the fish are gonna be, and fishing it the right way. The color really doesn't matter that much when you're fishing heavy vegetation. If you're fishing more open water, I usually like to make it look more like a bluegill, so I'll go with a frog with like a bright belly and just kind of do something like that. Wrapped up in my trolling motor. There we go. Another one on the frog. We completely changed locations and just tried to find something that looked decent for frogging, and that one absolutely choked it. Right when he bit, there was another one way back there that busted on some bait too. So throw a frog around a little bit in this area and see if we can catch a couple more. I'm getting a freaking blow up by a bass, and there's a deer crossing the river right in front of me. Awesome. Oh my God. He got it that time. Literally ripped the rod out of my hands. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Holy crap, he's not that big, but he came up and just slurped it, like barely gonna slurped it a few times, and I gave him time and set the hook and just completely whiffed. And then that time, I didn't even see it coming, and it came and just hit it harder than hell and pulled the rod right out of my hands. I almost dropped it in the water. When I'm fishing these frogs, I like to get it deep into the thick stuff, and I always want that frog digging down into the grass. So if the frog's closer, I'm working that rod with the tip down, and if the frog's further out there, I'm gonna work it with the tip high, because I don't want to be dragging through all the lily pads and grass and have my line just slap in the water. But I'm gonna show a few clips of me fishing a frog, catching a few on them, just so you guys get a good idea. But you can basically throw a frog anywhere. I really like to find little cuts, especially ones that like the beavers make and stuff. The fish basically just get shrunk down into a small little area, and there'll be a lot of fish in a isolated little spot when you're fishing those little beaver trails, I like to call them. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much a quick rundown of what I like to do. You know, there's so much grass out here in the Mississippi and a lot of other bodies of water across the whole country. So you pretty much just got to get out there and find out where the fish are staging and what they're setting up on, and just start picking it apart. It all kind of looks the same until you get into it and start throwing that frog around, and you'll start to let the fish tell you what to do. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got, guys, but keep checking back in for more videos, and thanks for watching. Here we go. That was a pretty fun one to catch. Ate it super good. They're chewing. They're chewing. It's just a matter of finding them. I think that's enough for her to go. Oh! Nice. I got that one. Let's go. Got him. Nicer than I thought. Sweet. Look at that. And then he pops off.
Ooh, stay.
Look at that one. I knew there had to be a good one in here, and there he is. Hit it right by the boat. Oh man, that's freaking sweet. That right there though is why you throw the frog on the Mississippi River.